There's a story I love sharing because it shows the exact kind of transformation that becomes possible when a woman reconnects with her energy, her intuition, and her spiritual support and stops living from survival mode. This client came to be at a time in her life when she was completely burnt out, not just tired, burnt out. She was working a job where she was the responsible one, the reliable one, the one everyone turned to when something needed to get done. And she always said yes, weekends, extra shifts, covering for coworkers, handling emergencies. She was the one they trusted to pick up the slack. But when it came time for recognition, for promotion, for support, for advancement, she was invisible. Everyone used her reliability, but no one valued her. And she told me, I can't breathe deeply. I feel like I'm suffocating in my own life. So when she came in for her first session, and this is to learn meditation, the very first thing I noticed was her breath, shallow, tight, almost like her chest had forgotten how to open. And emotionally, she could not say no. She wanted her circumstances to change, her boss, her coworkers, her workload, but she didn't feel like she had the strength, the clarity, or courage to actually make a change herself. On top of that, she said something I hear from so many women. I feel blocked creatively, intuitively. I just feel shut down. She had this secret dream, one she barely said out loud, of making her own jewelry. She was fascinated with stones. She wanted to own her own home. I even suggested that she could make jewelry and even sell it for herself, have her own business. But she found it really difficult to see this as a possibility for herself because she was overwhelmed and energetically depleted, that the dream felt impossible. So, in those early sessions, we focused on one thing, helping her breathe and reconnect to herself again, not metaphorically, but literally. We grounded her energy. We helped her nervous system settle from that constant, yes, I'll do it survival state. We cleared the emotional weight she'd been absorbing from everyone around her. And we helped her release the belief that she had to be the one who held everything. And slowly, everything started to change. It began with her breath. Her chest softened. Her intuition, which had been completely quiet, started to wake up again. With each session, she got clearer. With each grounding, she got stronger. With each energetic release, her spirit got louder. One day, she walked in and she knew, I'm supposed to leave my job. And here's the important part. She wasn't saying it from panic or exhaustion. She was saying it from clarity. She could finally distinguish fear from intuition, survival mode from spiritual guidance, obligation from truth. So she left. She trusted the guidance she was receiving. She listened to what her higher self had been whispering for years. She listened to her ancestors to whom she had made a connection. And she didn't collapse. She expanded. She started studying and practicing Reiki. She started working with stones. She bought her own home. The exact dream she had once only said in a whisper. She began creating her own jewelry, following her intuition step by step. And eventually, she opened her own healing business. That's what's possible when a woman reconnects with herself, because this work doesn't just help her relax, it helped her remember who she is. It helped her to open her breath, hear her intuition, trust her guidance, to see her possibilities, to start taking aligned actions, breaking patterns of overgiving. She stopped abandoning herself and was able to build a life that reflects her soul. This work didn't change her job for her, but it changed her. It changed her energy, her boundaries, her clarity, her capacity, her connection to her own spirit. And once that happened, her whole life rearranged itself around her truth. And this is the kind of transformation I see again and again, not because I create it, but because once a woman's energy clears and her intuition wakes up, she becomes unstoppable. She's becomes aligned, guided, brave. So when a woman comes back to herself, everything in her life changes.